What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another video review. This time it's Spider-Man Homecoming tech suit from Hot Toys, and you can purchase this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link on the description. We start off with a box. It's a nice box, honestly. The artwork is beautiful. It has a different style. I'm used to this Spider-Man just being a shoebox type, not having this magnetic thing, but it is actually magnetic. You pull it from the side. I received the Homecoming the homemade suit version first, so I kind of was expecting the same way, because this is kind of like their featured suit. You can see from the side there's some technology out there. This is not your your average Spider-Man suit, so to speak, that we've seen in the previous movies. You can see there's some stickers in there too. We've seen it if you've seen the movie or the Blu-ray or 4K by now, like in the extended scene. It's kind of like I don't know, holographic scene that he's playing on the back. I'm not really sure what it's for, but it's there. We'll jump onto the accessories. So he does have the shooting hands. It comes in a nice tray. I always love it when they come in a nice tray, because when I store them, it's at least nice and organized. You got the hands that are kind of gripping. These hands are kind of like the fighting hands, I would say. He already have the fisted hands in him. We just want to take a look at the there's some texture on the gloves, something that you would expect from Spider-Man, so he can kind of grip his hands on it. And then there's some I don't know, it's maybe an extension of his web shooter, perhaps. I didn't really watch all the behind the scenes. And he also comes with this nice wings, I guess. That's how would I call this. Initially I thought they were softer, but they're actually hard plastic that has kind of magnetic feel, so it kind of just attaches on his side and on his arm. Pretty nice touch there by Hot Toys. I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it was just going to be a clip-on sort of thing, but it's not. Those are actually like metal on the sides. And he comes with a different web shooter. I have no idea why. The only difference is it does come with a hole, as you can see there. You can see the hole, so you can insert the webbing that he does have. I don't know why they couldn't do that on the one that it's already inserted on his hand. Why we have to come up with this, because there's no difference whatsoever. We could have used the extra plastic, I guess, to have his drone removable from his chest, but I guess that's too much to ask. But nonetheless, this is a terrific figure. He also comes with his book. You can see it there. There's actually some text written on the book. He comes with, there's a lot of accessories with this figure. I love it. He comes with an assortment of eyes. You can see the killer eyes. You got the wide-eyed open, semi, kind of squinty eyes, and then the kill mode, which he activated by accident, which he never really used, but it's still fun to have. He also comes with like a total of 5 webs. 2 of them kind of like have this shooting effect at the end. The other one is the new one, where it kind of has a curve where he's trying to pull things or swing through things. And he also comes with this nice webbing that you can attach at the end. You've seen that on my homemade suit version. If you haven't, go ahead and check my channel out. He also comes with this nice removable, well, you can't really use it, but just a prop, his mask. Like, when you put the Peter Parker head, and he's kind of holding this mask. It's nice. It actually does come with eyes. That's one of the thing that I kind of hated from the homemade version, because it's not accurate. It doesn't have the eye. I don't really know how that suit works, but it should have the eye. And this one is some headphones. It's kind of stretchable. It has a big gap on it, so you can easily put it on his head. Looks like a Beats or Bose headphones backpack, which is pretty cool as well. It's different from the backpack that we received from, if you had the Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is a bit different. I would say this is more detailed. It has more zippers, and just overall nicer, cleaner look. And as far as the base, they use a different base as well. Spider-Man Peter Parker, Spider-Man Homecoming. They didn't went cheap on this one. They gave him a different design. I remember, and these are the stickers that came with the on the box. So I would say we're magnetic. I heard there were stickers. I'm not gonna put them anywhere else, but if you can put them on the fridge or something, like magnetic ones, that would be cool. But yeah, as far as they had the stand, remember the Punisher? They used the same base for Punisher and Daredevil, so alike that they didn't even change the nameplate. Kind of lazy from Hot Toys, but they made it right, at least on the Spider-Man and the homemade suit version. And as far as the figure itself, it looks great. You can see the boots. There's no seam. There's a lot of movement in his ankles as well. Somebody pointed out on the comments on my homemade suit, so thank you to you. They said that it's not actually a boot, it's like a shoe and some socks on it, so which made sense. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that. But as far as the material that they use for the suit, it's nice. It's not even rubber. It has some texture on it, as you can see there. He got this nice emblem. I wish it was magnetized that you can take out so you can have a drone. That's just far-fetched, but yeah, that would be a nice touch. Nonetheless, this is a really great material that they use for the suit. It's stretchy. It comes back. It looks like one of those memory which they use for Vision, but it's not the same material though. Those are more rubbery. This is more fabric, but stretchy. So I guess initially I thought there's gonna be a big risk posing him, but after getting this figure and playing around with him, with poses and whatnot, that fear kind of went away, even though it's still not the same as the homemade suit version, because the homemade suit, there is no fear whatsoever. It's cotton, it's fabric, but this is fabric as well, with a little bit of texture of maybe rubber coating or so it recreates that webbing features. And you can see the bottom of his shoe right there, it says Hot Toys 2017. Yeah, it does come with that, but yeah, you can see the ankle kind of moves forward as well, which is pretty cool. Same as the homemade suit version. But yeah, I don't know if you're gonna, if you have to pose him, I don't suggest leaving him in a dynamic pose for too long. Maybe if you want to take a picture, a video showing them off, but I guess the fear is a little bit less compared to, let's say, if you pose Man of Steel or Superman from BVS, even though their material is kind of like the memory material as well. But this guy, I don't think you're gonna stretch anything or damage the suit if you do, because I put him on some dynamic poses, and I wasn't too cringing about it. I had the same feel with my Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is still a great figure by itself. I never had any feelings that I'm gonna break it or anything like that. So this suit right here, it's more of a classical look. You see that, but more like super classical, because we're used to, I guess, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but an awesome suit nonetheless. There's a lot of different medium that they use on this one. This one's rubber, the one that you can see on his arm, on his bicep. Looks like a heart shape, and also running down his chest area. There's a lot of details on the suit. You can see his belt. I'm not sure what those are. Maybe cartridges for his web shooter, perhaps. His hands are plastic. I wish they would have kind of wrapped it, but I guess that's asking for too much, just to have some consistency within his clothing. But they already went above and beyond with this figure, though. This is the Spider-Man body, which is a pretty cool body to begin with. But the interesting part is, I don't know if you can hear this. So you can go up that way. Go up that way. But did you hear the ratchet? See the ratchet? I mean, there's tons of, there's no ratchet on the knee, but on the leg. You hear that? Not on the forearm. But yeah, there's a lot of movement that you can do with this Spider-Man. And I know they had some problems with Amazing Spider-Man 1 when it comes to shoulder, but I didn't thought that they're gonna go the ratchet joints, which might be good. Moving now to the head sculpt. It's nice. You can still see the seam, and it's always been a problem with Spider-Man because it's made out of fabric. You don't want to be consistent with the material that they used, but it doesn't really bother me ever since the first Spider-Man. I just hope that it doesn't. The glue, it's a big problem for Spider-Man 2. Everyone initially doesn't have it, and then some of them are bleeding with black. I hope. I've never seen reports yet. But again, this figure just came out, and on this Amazing Spider-Man 2, it didn't come out on mine not until like a year or a year and a half later, and it didn't really bleed out that bad. But I guess the glue from this tape that they used started getting older, so you kind of get a hint of a black stripe in there. I hope that he doesn't suffer the same fate. One thing that that's pretty cool on Spider-Man 2 is because the thing is you can't replace head sculpt, and I'd rather, even though you can see the seam here on Spider-Man 2 because it's one solid piece, so it looks more aesthetically pleasing. But I would trade that anytime to swap out head sculpt. Like in Amazing Spider-Man 2, they have this different, like from the neck down. I guess because some of them you gotta cut it and then you put the Andrew Garfield head sculpt on it. This one's pretty cool, even though you can see that seam. I'd take it any day. The eyes are swappable as well, so that's pretty cool. But this is a big but. I don't know why they didn't use the same method as Deadpool. Where you get this magnet. It is magnetized. As you can see, these are several eye options. One is wide open, kind of squinting. But you can, if you do have the Deadpool magnet, it would work, but it normally just work on one side of the eye. This one's a little bit different as well, which is, I don't know what, maybe it's a different polarity. On the other side, this is a squinting eye, as you can see, but it's a bit tricky. And since the helmet is fabric, it kind of discourages you from switching the eyes a little bit more often, because I don't know, I just feel like you need to have nails, which I do have nails on that, and you can see them in the shot, but it's a bit difficult. They didn't give you any tool to pry it out. This is the eyes, that the kill mode eyes, which is it's nice. I like the idea that it's being magnetized. It's just that this is the Deadpool tool that you use typically just to get the eye, and easy, right? So this one, I took out the other one, which is okay, but on the other one you can feel that it's resisting because it's a different polarity, I guess. So you can't take it, so all you gotta do is use your nails, which is a little bit, every time that you use that, you're asking for trouble. But as far as the Peter Parker head sculpt, which is the actor itself, it's beautiful. One of the best that I've seen that Hot Toys has produced, if not the best so far. It is spot on. The difference between this, obviously in the homemade, he has a little bit battle damaged, and they kind of switch the eyes. The other one's looking left, this one's looking left. The homemade suit version is more looking straightforward, but regardless, it is an excellent head sculpt. It is perfect. There's no trouble removing the head from the ball socket. Then that's pretty terrific. So you won't have any trouble swapping out heads. But I mean, look at that. That is just perfection right there. I mean, anyone who says that this is not Peter Parker from the movie is just high, I guess. I mean, depending on if this is a real video, so there's no Photoshop involved. Maybe I did some color correction, but that's just not to blow out the background. But oh my goodness, that is I would say that's their best work so far. Maybe in a real head sculpt standpoint, I kind of put Harley Quinn a little bit higher than him, but again, Harley Quinn has makeup on, so that's a big advantage for them. So you can see the freckles on his face. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Look at the eyes, the paint application. Like I said, no one can touch Hot Toys when it comes to head sculpt if they really put their effort into it. And so far, I gotta give it to them, since 2017, outside of Ripley, I don't think they missed a whole lot, from Doctor Strange, even Star-Lord, now Peter Parker. It's amazing. They've been spot on since. The Mark 46, everything that was released last year was pretty spot on. And I'll throw in a few poses, you know, like him sitting on the ledge. Anyone asking, this base is from Gandalf from Asmus Collectibles, which, you know, I do have as well. So I think it's if you strategically put this on in a photograph, you know, it would look nice. However, there's some texture on the base itself, so when you put him on the base, like I said, you know, you got to be careful because it kind of leaves a dent on the suit. Even though it does come back, it would kind of scare you though. It would scare you a little bit. But this is him sitting on the ledge holding that his mask, maybe taking a break. And on the instructions as well, they said do not try to take off the mask because or put it on the head sculpt, so don't. Here he is with his wings trying to fly. So you just attach it there. There's some magnets. It's easily attached. You can feel it. So then you just kind of position his arms so you kind of hide the gap. You just got to be careful on them. You don't want to leave him in this position for too long. As you can see, there's some stress on the elbows. I'm not worried about the figure itself, like breaking his shoulders like the first Amazing Spider-Man, but mostly you know, the suit. As you can see, anytime that there's creases, it kind of makes me cringe. If I am displaying this figure, he would remain in a museum pose, and I know this is Spider-Man. You know, we want to put him in the dynamic pose. But if you want to preserve the life of the figure, just a suggestion, you can do whatever you want with your figure. Because trust me, this wouldn't be the last Spider-Man that they're gonna make. It looks like they got a gold mine here in this franchise, especially this. I think Sony already gave up the rights, or they collaborated with Marvel, and rightfully so. You know, I think MCU is doing a fantastic job. The casting is great. You know, I did like the movie. I didn't love it, but I did like the movie. I think there's something missing, but I have full confidence that moving forward, you know, they're headed in the right direction. I think they casted well on this one, especially Peter Parker. You know, he got that look, the nerdy look, but he's athletic as well. So I really like him. And this is I didn't get the exclusive version. So typically you would see him in a hoodie with a yellow jacket. I didn't, you know, I did get it for Star-Lord. I just didn't see it appropriate, you know, like I won't need it. I mean, if you want to shell out an extra $30 more, I don't blame you, just to bash another Peter Parker, so you can have the hoodie at least. In my estimation, I'm just gonna get that hoodie and that yellow jacket. Maybe take a couple of pictures and then put them back on the box. So I think it's just a waste of space, or a waste of because I put all my accessories in a different compartment. So I just feel like I'm just, you know, wasting that space, because I'm never gonna display him with a jacket on. It will be a waste of Spider-Man. Like I said, maybe initially when you get it, there's the excitement. You want to dress him up like that, kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man 2. It comes with this vest and a beanie and a backpack, and I've never seen anyone actually displace their figure like that. You know, maybe once or twice, then when they snap a picture, but trust me, I think they take it out. And this is him kind of like swinging on some buildings. It looks weird when I'm putting this, you know, in this revolving stage right here. And then because I just recreated the post that I saw on Hot Toys webpage, and it looked nice, but then again, they have an angle, so in here in a video you can't hide the end, you know, kind of like what I'm doing here. It looks like he's coming off of the building, but you know what I did here, just tilted the camera. But in a picture, if you put this strategically, you know, like a little bit more tilted, you know, you would have a nice scene right here. So you can just have him touch the elbow. But the fact that he can maintain this pose, and I wasn't kind of worried that he's gonna fall over, is pretty amazing, you know. And here is size comparison wise with the Mark 46 and homemade suit Spider-Man. Homemade suit looks shorter, but they're not, because you can't see the neck. So it looks like he is a bit shorter, and Mark 46 just towers over both of them. I'm assuming Mark 47 is the same height, so if you're planning to do the Homecoming trio, then there you go. You kind of have an idea on how they would look like, because Mark 47 is basically just a repaint of Mark 46. And on Mark 46, nothing is extended, not his ankles, not his waist, his hips are tight, so yeah, that's just the normal size. And here you go, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it kind of clarifies some things. If you want to purchase the Spider-Man Homecoming, I highly recommend this figure. It has everything that you want for a figure. This is like a throwback figure. You know, back in the day when we were collecting Hot Toys, we get 2 head sculpts and a bunch of accessories. They made it right this time. You know, you got 2 head sculpts, a bunch of accessories, and they didn't overcharge us. And considering this is a massive name, this is Spider-Man. It's not like Star-Lord, which is, you know, just creating a following. Arguably, he's the best Marvel or the most popular Marvel hero ever. You know, I know Iron Man is hot now, but before Robert Downey Jr., everyone knows Spider-Man. You know, so arguably, so you got the name, and it's still an amazing figure. So definitely, I would say pick this one up. This is one of those figures that if you don't, you are gonna regret it down the line. I guarantee you that. Yes, he's gonna have more suits, for sure. It's not gonna stop here, but you know, this one will always have a nice homage to your collection, because it is a pretty good looking suit. So thank you for watching, guys. Please like my videos, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Follow me on Instagram, because I don't have any more things to review, so I'm pretty much gonna take pictures from here on out. I'm waiting for my Mark 6. Follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. So until next review.